see the live red box right there? I'm live. If you don't, it's a replay, but that's okay. Watch anyway. Hopefully some people can join. Let's see. I was going to invite a couple people that wanted to be invited. Let me see. Give me just a second, y'all. I sent out a few invites. Say hey when you jump on. Ignore all my craft junk over here. I just realized that now I've got that in the background. Really got to work on my camera angles. Okay, so I soaked off the set that I had on. Even though I had absolutely no lifting, I decided I was going to do a color change. I'm getting ready for a package to come with a bunch of Christmas goodies in it. So I'm actually going to do clear, and I think I'm going to do Pixie Dust, which will give it just a little bit of a shimmer, but that can still, you know, go underneath. So I need to start by adding a tip. Where are my tips? Hopefully they're in here. Dean, could you come here, please? Oops. Hey. Please, I need you to grab something for me. You're not going to be on camera. Forget it. Forget it. Just 1 second, y'all, while I grab something. Shh. It never fails. I forget something. Hey, thanks for joining, y'all. I'm excited. Christmas stuff is coming on Friday. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. Crossing my fingers. It's actually in Salt Lake right now, so I'm hoping it will actually be here tomorrow. Let's see. I need a tip for this finger right here. Everything else is my natural nails. I left this on because I like the way it turned out. I don't know if I can make it. Oh, those are my natural nails. They looked a little jacked up because I was picking at them. I need to not pick at them. I know better, but it's hard not to because you're trying to rush the process. Okay, I don't remember. Some of these are mixed up. How'd that happen? Okay, let's see. I think this is the size I need for this finger. Yes, okay. So, first of all, I soaked off with my Onyx Professional Soak Off, the blue stuff. Check the ingredients because they actually reformulated it and then a bunch of us complained, a bunch of their users complained, and then they reformulated it again. So look for the second ingredient on here is aqua, which is water. When they added the water, it didn't soak off as fast as it had been. So they reformulated again and supposedly took the water out. So, and then for gluing on tips, this is the bomb. We sell nail glue, but I've never tried it because this stuff is so amazing. Gorilla Glue brush and nozzle, and I actually get it. I've gotten it at Joann's. I've gotten it at Home Depot and Walmart also sells it. But the thing I love, I've never used the nozzle. I only use the brush, and you see it's getting a little goopy, but it still works fine. The thing I love about it is that I can actually reposition my nail if I need to. Which was super glue. I don't know if you guys ever used super glue back in the day. I often did on nail tips. And once you stuck it down, you were done. There wasn't no pulling it up and repositioning. But this allows you to reposition. Because I almost always stick them down crooked. Which I have crooked fingernails anyway, so that actually doesn't help matters any. But I did pretty good on that one. Now what do I do with my clippers? Of course, let's see. Are they in here? You'd think I'd be better prepared for this, right? Hey, girl. How you doing, Tanya? Where are my clippers? Okay, I'll just have to use regular old fingernail clippers. I have tip nippers or whatever you want to call them. And I don't know where they're at. I actually need to get me a good setup going on here. to where everything is in reach without having to dig for it. That would be ideal. Maybe I'll get rid of some of this craft mess back here and do that. Okay, a quick tip while I'm thinking about it. When you first get your Dipsy Dip file, they are super sharp on the edges. So take another file and just kind of file them down a little bit, because I have cut myself on these. And so that is definitely something to be careful of. I mean, you're fine as long as you're just doing regular shaping or regular filing, but if you're filing on the side like that, you will cut yourself most likely, like I did. I'm so excited to do my Christmas nails. I still don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I do know that I loved the way that this, frankly, I don't give a damn. And then I did the waterfall technique, just like sprinkled a little bit with the waterfall technique of the ruby red slippers. And I love the way that turned out. So I left that nail on. Again, I was on day 16, no lifting, no nothing. They were still just as adhered as they were when I first did them. And I just wanted to simply get ready for my Christmas stuff, which I have coming on Friday. So what's everybody up to today? I actually just went to the bathroom before I started this, and the toilet paper that we had to buy. Is toilet paper out all over where you guys are? Like, is the shelves empty of toilet paper again? We had to buy White Cloud. That stuff is the worst. I just have to say that. It's like almost like sandpaper. I do not like it. But you gotta buy what you gotta buy, because, I mean, if everybody's gonna hoard that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you would think the food would be going. Why is the toilet paper going? I mean, I get it that there were manufacturing issues after the fact, but when COVID first hit and everybody hoarded the toilet paper, like, what was the deal with that? It was just weird to me. So we're slightly stocked up, but most of what we have is not ideal stuff. I do have one pack of Charmin that's in my bathroom. Because I like the good stuff. I grew up on the good stuff. I guess my parents spoiled me that way. The soft stuff. I mean, we've used things like Quilted Northern, not too bad, but that White Cloud is not good. People are going crazy again. They are. It's kind of nuts. All right, I'm going to file, I'm going to rough up this nail a little bit, this false nail. I'm just going to file it a little bit so that the dips stick to it really well. I'm going to kind of file the edges even with my natural nail. I'm going to try to build an apex. If y'all don't know what that is, it's the natural looking C-curve. I have very flat nails. I don't know if you can tell. They're very flat. And I've really started noticing that since I've been doing my own nails. Because, you know, when I'd go to the acrylic shop, they would build them up so nicely. You know, pile that acrylic on there and then pat it down. And that's what they were doing, creating that nice round nail bed. So as I'm getting more used to the process and getting better at my technique and stuff, I'm branching out a little bit. I tried nail art the other day. I didn't love the way it turned out. That's one reason I decided to go ahead and soak them all off and start over, was because I didn't love the nail art. Some of them were a little on the thicker side because of the designs that I did, especially the Rudolph nail. He was super thick because I did like 3 or 4 dips in Nomad to make the reindeer, so he would stand out really well. So does anybody have exciting plans for Christmas? I can't believe it's already the 3rd of December. This is nuts. Where has the year gone? We want 2020 to be gone, though. All right. So I've already, let's see. I filed all of my nail. I should have actually done this off camera. Scraping that invisible cuticle. That was the game changer for me, you guys. When I learned, I had heard about it, but I'm like, nobody has time for that. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm skipping that part. And I would get about anywhere from 5 to 7 days worth of wear out of a set, which isn't bad still. But once I started scraping with my metal cuticle pusher, I said it right that time, that was the game changer for me. That actually is, I kind of describe it like exfoliating your nail. At first I thought, ew, I'm scraping all my nail off. But no, once you get all that excess dead nail material off, it stops flaking. So I just give it a good, and I'm going pretty fast at it because I've done this a few times, so I'm comfortable. You'll want to start out slower and just follow mainly like around your skin and your actual cuticle on your nail plate, and just kind of scrape it a little bit. I'm working with my left hand. I know it's backwards for you guys, but I'm working with my left hand right now. So it's a little awkward because I'm right hand dominant. So I got to be a little more deliberate. Because the metal, this part is the actual cuticle pusher or a scoop. You can use it to scoop dip too. But this part right here is the one that I, can y'all see that? Is it in focus? That's the one that I scrape the nail plate with. And it is a little sharp, so you gotta be careful around that cuticle area. But you get a lot of dead cells off of your nail plate. And it actually gives you a good clean surface for the dips to adhere to. And one of my sets I went 34 days. 34 days. And I could have made it go longer, but I was ready for a change at that point. And I was having a couple start lifting. So I said, it's time. But daggone, 34 days. And like I said, this has been 16 days and absolutely no, this hand is the one I didn't mess with. It was all blue still. And I had not done anything to it. And there was no loose nails, no lifting at all, no signs of needing to replace them. But I want a pretty set for Christmas. And most likely this set that I'm fixing to do now will be the set that gets me all the way through Christmas. I may change color or design or something, but I won't redo the whole set of nails until probably after the first of the year, or even close to the first of the year. We'll see. We'll see how far I get and see how well they do. But nail prep, good nail prep has been really the game changer. So I know it's not the fun part, but take time and do it anyway. I love being able to do this anytime, and I never have been like a nail bling type person, or even accent nails messed with my OCD. Like, I'm not OCD about the things that most people are OCD about. Like, I'm not a clean freak and all that. But I was very OCD about my nails. They needed to be shaped a certain way. They all needed to look uniform. I didn't want any weird looking whatever. Like, just plain Jane. A little bit of shimmer or sparkle. Fine glitter. Even our glitters are thicker than what I am used to. But I'm starting to love them because I know that it doesn't mean I'm committed for 2 or 3 weeks. I can change them anytime I want. That has helped me a lot. And actually, one of my favorite sets that I did was the Disco Fever, and then the accent nail I did in Radioactive, which is like a bright green, like a neon green, sort of, like a yellowish green almost. Really pretty color, though. Okay, where is my... I don't have everything out here. My brushes. I'm going to use my brush for my light colors because I'm doing light colors. I'm doing a clear base, and then I'm going to do Pixie Dust over it for the shimmer. And then on Friday, when my goodies come, or Saturday, whichever, I'm going to actually choose what colors I'm doing and all the nail bling that I'm going to put on. The decals and the Christmas, the fun Christmas stuff. All right, so my clear dip isn't, it's only about half full, so I don't need a cupcake liner for that because I'm not going to spill it everywhere. I'm going to need my base coat, my clear activator. You know, I have the reddish colored activator that all the pigments have gotten in for the darker colors to keep from staining my lighter colors. I don't need that. I need the primer and I need the top coat. coat. Okay, so with this first application, we're going to do the nail primer. And I always do 2 layers because when I first started getting my nails done at a nail shop, I always needed extra activator. My nail beds are very oily. I'm not going to prime that nail tip that I added because it doesn't need it. I don't know if it'll actually make the stuff lift or not. I'm not sure. I just know that you're not supposed to prime false nails. But I've always needed extra layers of the primer to get the, and most nail techs will do 2 layers. This actually dehydrates your nail bed and gets all the oils out of it. So if you find yourself like running your fingers through your hair or whatever, something like that, you'd want to prime again really quick. Or maybe avoid it until you get that first layer on. Or until you're finished. I tend to mess with my hair a lot. You'll see me run my, because my hair hangs in my face, so you'll see me mess with my hair a lot. I'm going to go back over with another quick layer of primer. So the colors that I have coming Friday are actually Girl's Best Friend, which is a new color. Looks kind of like snow. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a white nail and then drizzle that down like snow. Like use the waterfall method. And actually one thing I got came yesterday is just some cheap makeup brushes from Amazon. This is a good way to, like, if you want to sprinkle glitter or a certain color or whatever on your nails, you just take these and, I mean, I guess anyone would work, really. You just tap it into your color, your glitter, whatever it is you're using, and then you would hold your nail kind of downward and then just kind of tap, and it kind of just falls on there. So you can scoop and do the waterfall method, or you can just sprinkle. That's what we'll call it, sprinkling. These were like $3 on Amazon. You can get them from drugstore too, whichever. I forgot where I left off. Why do I always do that? I start talking and I forget what I'm doing. Okay, let's get this one done, and then we're ready to start dipping. So the colors I have, I was telling you, the colors I have are Girl's Best Friend, that's coming Friday, and Sustain. Sustain is a Christmassy green, almost like a spruce green from what I can tell from the photos. The colors are always prettier in person though. All right. So that step is all done. I'm done with my primer. And then I'm ready to go with my base coat and my clear dip. And then I'm going to do Pixie Dust for my second layer, or maybe my third, it depends. That's going to give me like a pink sheen, really pretty shimmer. Pixie Dust is a really pretty color for very young girls, like your, 7, 8-year-old girls that want their nails all pretty. Pixie Dust just reminds me of fairy dust. Even though we have one called Fairy Wings, but it's actually a silver glitter, so it's more, I don't know. It's more, Pixie Dust to me is just perfect for just a pretty touch. My lighting in here is not very good. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, these are my natural nails, except for this one, it is a tip. I've never been able to grow my nails unless I'm doing acrylics, which this gets as hard as acrylic. But I love the fact that I can do it from home, and it's less than $3 a manicure. It's closer to $2 a manicure, but I actually haven't done the math. It's getting dark here. You're over on the East Coast, right? It's only like 2:30, 2:15, whatever for me. I'm Mountain Time. I'm assuming you're on the East Coast. It actually, yeah, it gets early. It gets dark early this time of year. Yeah, this time of year. I'm gonna have to get up and turn on the light because I can't see what I'm doing. And I'm capping my edges. Just putting a little bit of the dip along the edge, the free edge, so that it creates a waterproof barrier. And it keeps, that's one of the tips that we've learned along the way, you know, other consultants who are more experienced will recommend to do that. Because it doesn't allow any water to get between your natural nail and the dip. So it lasts longer that way. And again, if you dip and you see bumps or lines or anything like that, you can tap it with your finger. I mean, it's perfectly fine. You can manipulate it a little bit. I've even filled in, like where I've ripped my nail, like right in the center, which don't ask me how that happened. I've actually used my finger and kind of filled that in. And that was kind of cool that I was able to repair that without having to cut it off and put a tip on or something crazy like that. Denise, where are you? I can't remember. Aren't you up like around New Jersey-ish? I don't remember. I do apologize. The older I get, the worse my memory gets. And we're doing really thin coats. I probably still don't go as thin as I should. Really thin coats of the base coat, and then we dip. And you can dip as many times as you need for the thickness that you want. I typically do 4 dips, sometimes 5. I gotta turn this light on. Don't look at my messy craft space. I realized when I went live that you could see all my piles over there. Say hey when you jump on. Virginia, okay. I can't remember nothing. My memory used to be very good. And when it started going bad, probably in my mid-30s, I would feel so bad. I would apologize to people. And then I'm like, I can't help it. I'm not doing it on purpose. So I'll say things like, remind me again. Probably 2 and 3 times. Okay, so that's my first layer of clear. I'm going to brush it off. Again, I'm leaving that one red because I like the way it turned out, and I may actually incorporate that into my Christmas nails on Friday when I do them. Oh, you know what? I said I was going to build an apex, and I am so not doing that. Let's go back and see if I can kind of do that a little bit. Really quick, because I really don't know how it's going to come out. Nope, I got it too thick towards the back of my nail. Again, the apex is just that C curve on your nail plate. Most of us have flat nail beds. What, you do that, remind me again and all that, because you forget? My husband used to be like my walking reminder, like my walking calendar, my walking information source, until his memory started to go too. And then I'm like, dude, we got to do something about that. That ain't going to work. We're going to be like the blind leading the blind. Oh, that looks a lot better. See, I just did I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if I can get. I just did a swipe, like right down the middle of the nail. And that gave it a little bit of a, I'm going to work on that more later though, because since I already forgot. Is there any colors anybody wants to see? I can do swatches of colors if I have them. because they look so much different in person. I do too. I have to set reminders for everything. My phone, if my phone dies and I don't have access to my calendar and reminders and all, I'm in trouble. And my notes. I use my notes in my phone a lot. I mean, for all kinds of things. Okay. So now, just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my my left hand. That way, if any of y'all are pressed for time or whatever, y'all can pop off if you need to. My Pixie Dust is probably pretty full, so I'm going to use a cupcake liner. Again, that's just to catch the spillage, and that way I can pour it right back in. You always want to shake your dips really well or stir them. You can use a, sometimes I use this if it's close. You can also use a, where's it at? A nail swatch. And then I take this end and I use it. I also use these as scoops. Like if I'm doing the waterfall method, I'll use that as a scoop. So that's convenient. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see how pretty that is. It's a very, very pale pink with lots of tiny, tiny, tiny shimmers. So it is super pretty. That's why I said it is so pretty for a little girl, because it just gives you that pretty, pretty shimmer. I actually like a combination of Pixie Dust and Sin Nudes for French manicure for my pink, and then I do the whipped cream for the white. I need to attempt another one of those since I've gotten so much better with my technique. I need to do another French. It's been a few months since I did French. And the last time I did it, it actually turned out pretty good. But I'm thinking it would look so much better now because I'm better at what I'm doing. And then you're going to push in at a 45-degree angle. I actually like to flip my nail upside down and press into it, because that keeps me from getting that weird bump at the back that I usually get. That's from putting on too much base coat. Can y'all see the shimmer in that? I don't know if you can or not. It's very shimmery. Tiny, tiny, tiny shimmers, lots of them. So it's very, very pretty. I'm probably going to do 2 layers of this. Taking good care not to get onto my cuticle or my skin. If you do, you can just take your nail and pry it loose, or you can use your cuticle pusher. Either one. Now, I will say, when I first started doing this, I felt very awkward. Like, I had to keep referring to my instructions, and, you know, I felt like I wasn't any good at it because I'd get too much base coat, and it would come out bumpy, very bumpy. But I've learned a lot of tips, which I share with all of my customers. If you have any questions, I can share tips and tricks. I post them in my VIP group, which anybody can be in my VIP group. You don't have to be a customer. You can pop in there and just see if it's right for you. I love doing my nails at home. I was the type that I could never even paint my nails. Like, I looked like a 5-year-old painting my nails. Because I was just so bad at it. And plus, the dry time. Oh my gosh. The dry time is what killed me all the time. Because I'm very impatient. I want it to dry now, and then I want to start doing something as soon as possible. And I almost always end up messing them up. But with this, it dries almost instantaneous. Literally 30 seconds or less most of the time. The Activator, sometimes you have to let dry a little bit longer, but you're not going to mess anything up at that point because everything's going to be hardening with the Activator. And again, with our, there's a few things that sets us apart from other dipping companies. For one thing, our powders are supposedly finer than other companies. Several of our consultants have tried dipping powders multiple times. I never had. DIPSY DIP is the first one and the only one I've ever tried. But they say that our powders are much finer, which creates that really good hard surface, which eliminates lifting. And also that our base coat and our top coat have a gasket inside. so that you can wipe off the excess, because this stuff is like super glue. So you don't want to wipe across the neck of the bottle up at the top like you do with regular polish, because you'll glue your bottle shut. So that gasket in there, you just have to learn to kind of rub. Can you see what I'm doing? Rub your brush up the side, inside, and all that excess comes off, and then you just pull it out and apply. And I really love that. I've always wanted to try dipping powders, but it kind of grossed me out, the idea of doing them at a salon, because of the other people sticking their fingers in them. So then when I found out that, oh, I can get it and try it at home, I jumped on it. Okay, that just gives the prettiest shimmer. Pixie Dust is one of my favorite colors, and again, it's beautiful for a French manicure. I do a combo of Sin Nudes and Pixie Dust for my pink, and it's such a pretty combo. All right, one more, and then I'm going to activate, and then I'll do top coat and everything so you can see how pretty it looks. Let me know if you have any questions. I will look up and read comments in just a second. There's nothing I don't like about this company. We're still a very small company. They're based there in Florida. The owners are amazing. They keep us clued in on pretty much everything. Even when COVID hit and shipping was an issue, they told us a lot of stuff about shipping that really kind of opened my eyes to how challenging it was to get stuff from point A to point B during that time. The owners go live frequently in our consultant group and fill us in on what's going on and update us on everything. And they do amazing appreciation things for us, and they're just super. Right now we have less than 2,000 consultants. I think we were at 1950 when I was on earlier. And every now and then we'll have somebody sign up. So that number's inching closer and closer to 2,000, but it'll be a while before we have 2,000. And it allows for more individualized attention as well. It's been amazing. Like, I love it. And I love how much money I'm saving. When I was in Florida, I was a little bit spoiled because my nail tech there charged $20 for a fill. And out here, it was more than, well, it was almost double that. With tip and everything, it ended up being 42 bucks. So, and I mean, she was awesome. And hey, if that's what the price is out here, that's great. I mean, but I had to stretch it out to every 3 weeks because it was just outside my budget. So when I found this, I was ecstatic that I could make this work. I had my doubts because my nails are like paper. They're very, very thin, and I can't function just with regular polish or even gel polish. Nail strips, I've never tried because I know they'll be too thin. Well, I did do Jamberry for a little while. They didn't work. If I had my nails super short, they would be fine. Like just grown out, just the slightest little tiny tip on my nail, it would be okay. But if it got any length on it whatsoever, it would be bending and breaking and all that. Even with the Jamberry strips. So I was never able to make anything work until I found this. One of our consultants has used 4 different dipping powders, and her friend begged her to try. She's like, no, I am done with dipping powders. They don't work. They're not good. She said, this is different. Trust me. Just try it. She's like, no, I've already spent so much money. So she finally broke down and tried it and fell in love. She bought a customer kit and then turned around and signed up with a 99-cent consultant package because she already had the product anyway. And she's now one of our top sellers. And I think DIPSY DIP was the 4th or 5th company that she had tried. Tanya, are you still on here? You can tell me. I've used Color Street, but my nails are so thin. Exactly. That's the problem I had. Now, we do sell nail polish wraps, And you can actually dip over them in clear. That's what a lot of people do. Actually, you could do a layer of clear, do the wrap over it, and then do clear on top. And that also encapsulates it to where it holds longer, like it stays longer. But honestly, I like the dips so much that I've never tried our nail wraps. I have a few, and I may try them at some point, maybe for an accent nail or something. But, all right. So I'm done with that hand. I'm going to actually go ahead and activate it and then do top coat so you guys can see. That way, if y'all can't stay on, you don't have to wait till the very end to see the finished product. Oh man, this makes me want to do French, y'all. Looks so pretty. Where's my activator? And again, I have two activators. One is tinted with the darker colors, and then I have the clear that I would use on pinks and whites and other light colors, light blues, things like that. But black and red and dark green and all those dark colors get the tinted one because it doesn't matter. These ones it will actually stain. I did a layer of clear and I used my other top coat and it actually stained it red. So that's the reason for that. Okay, now with the activator, we want to be sure that that soaks down through all those layers because it's what it's doing. It's kind of melding it all together and creating that really, really non-porous surface, really hard surface. Yeah, it's still soft. It's not even making the clicky noise. So it's going to need a few minutes to dry. We will activate again once this dries, and then that's when you can file and buff if you need to. And I probably will do a light buff on these just to, let's see, they look actually really good. There might be a few bumps in them. So I'm going to lightly buff them, and then we'll activate again, and then we'll do top coat. Does anybody have any questions? Say hey if you're here. What else did I say we were going to talk about? Diet. Oh gosh, I said it in my description of this video. So, I desperately need to do something. My weight keeps climbing. So, we started Monday. I'm not doing real hot, but I'm not doing bad either. I mean, the scale's still dropping, and I usually drop about 7 pounds the first week because it's all water weight. But it's still numbers on the scale, so I'll take it. And I know Christmas is coming, but I can't. I've got to do something. All my jeans are getting too tight. It's not fun. I got some of the dipping powder underneath my nail, so I'm just going to try to break that loose. There it went. Okay. Starting to harden a little bit. This is probably what takes the longest. Well, it definitely takes the longest to dry out of everything because the top coat and the base coat both dry within like less than 30 seconds. Muffin, what are you doing? I hope she's not into something she shouldn't be in. So I have some fun Christmas nail decals. I have some pretty Christmassy colors, all coming on Friday. I've got some bling. So I'm really gonna have some fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet though. I do love the way this turned out. I used Frankly I Don't Give a Damn as the base, which is a solid red. And then I did, and I jacked it up a little bit when I was soaking off the other nails. I was trying to keep this one out of it, but it did get a little bit on it. So I'll just file that on Friday. When I do the rest of them, I'll fix that one. And then I did the waterfall method, kind of like the sprinkle / waterfall method with ruby red slippers to give it a little bit of glitter. So I really like the way it turned out. So that's why I left it. But I will definitely fix it on Friday. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do another layer of the activator. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? That's what made me want to talk about diet, because I'm planning on having a thin crust margarita pizza, and I'm going to add some onions and mushrooms to it, and maybe some olives. Not the best choice by any means, but my husband wants sloppy joes, so I guess I'm going to make that. I had thought about eating that with just some melted cheese on top of it, but that doesn't really sound that appetizing to me. Muffin. Get out. Go. I never used that on her, but my son was supposed to take her upstairs, and he did not. Okay, it's starting to harden. I can hear it doing the clicking. Oh, it's so good. I found it when we moved out here. They have these cheap, you know, pizza in the grocery store sometimes is more expensive than just ordering it for pickup at the local pizza place, depending on who your pizza place is. But these ones are like $3.50 a piece, and they're large, and they're thin crust, and it just tastes so good. I actually usually drizzle a little bit of extra oil on top, and I may do a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top too, and then some onions and mushrooms and black olives, tomato soup, and a little chicken salad. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I need to tell you about this. I don't know if you've ever heard of the pouch reset diet. You're way too early for that, but over the years I've done it a couple of times. It just kind of gets you back to basics. Basically, it has you follow liquids for like clear liquids for the first 2 days, and then soft foods for the 3rd day, and then like chicken and ground beef for the 4th day, and then or fish, and then steak for the 5th day. And it really reduces your pouch and what you can hold at a meal. And I have the best recipe. It's actually tuna Parmesan patties, but I'm allergic to tuna, so I do it with chicken. But remind me, and I'll send you that. It is so good. I mean, my husband loves them too. The first time I ever made them, he's like, ugh, I don't want that. And I'm like, just try it and tell me what you think. And he tried it, and he's like, oh, these are good. And he ate all of them. I was going to eat some the next day for lunch, and he ate all of them. Well, this is taking forever to dry, y'all. I must have got it thicker. The dips, or the base coat, I must have got thicker. Yeah, they're so good, and they're even better warmed up the next day. I typically don't reheat food in the microwave. I actually heat it on the stove, just because I don't like using the microwave. It's one of my freaky things. In the quest for trying to be healthier, I tend not to cook in the microwave. But if you put just a smidge of olive oil or whatever kind of oil you use in the pan and get it really hot, and then just throw them in there and heat them on both sides, it gets like crispier than when you first make them, and they're even better the next day. So they're super good. And like I say, he loved them. I was surprised. All right, can you hear the clicks? It's hardening up. I still don't think it's as hard as it needs to be. Let me find an alcohol wipe and wipe off. Do I have one in here? Yes. I'm actually going to... Alcohol prep pads, that also will dehydrate your nail bed, and it also works in that activator. Oh, I don't have any on that paper. What am I doing? Not paying attention to what I'm doing. Because if your activator is not completely hard, completely dried, it will freeze up your top coat. So we do not want that to happen. So I'm just wiping it off, getting it really, like working it down in there and cleaning the surface. Okay. Now, for the top coat, this is when it gets pretty. I always do 2 layers of top coat because the first layer tends not to be as shiny. By the time I finish all 4 of these fingers, the first one will be dry, or should be dry. If not, it'll be very close. And then Friday, and again, we're encapsulating, or capping the ends. That encapsulates that whole nail. Keeps any moisture from getting in. And then Friday, when all my goodies come and I do my Christmas nails, I will file this shiny coat off and then just start, just file it enough to get the shiny off. And then I will immediately do base coat and dip, base coat and dip. And then I will activate and then top coat. So it's easy peasy to change colors, which is the main reason why I decided to go ahead and do this, because it's not a big deal at all to file off that top layer and dip in a different color. That's also the reason I use clear, because I find myself wanting to color change at least once in between fills, or new sets rather, or fills, either one. So I like to do, okay, yeah, here. See, that first nail's already hard, and we just finished these ones. Shaping my nail. Okay, that one's still a little bit sticky. By the time I get down there, it'll be done. Here's it so far. I know you can't see the shimmer, but it's such a pretty shimmer. I'll have to get a picture in the sun tomorrow, or do a quick live video tomorrow in the sun and show you. The sun's already gone behind the back of my house. And you can either stay live with me if you want to while I do my right hand. I'm not as good with my right hand as I am, because my left hand is my non-dominant hand. So I'm not as good at it, but I still can do pretty good. But I'll stay on if you guys want. If you don't have time though, it's fine. That's the reason I went ahead and did this like this, so that you could see from start to finish without having to wait the whole time. Okay, see the shine? Can you tell? It's really hard to tell in here. And with the white tips, this just looks amazing. Like, it's such a pretty color. Oh, awesome. So I'll do the other hand as soon as this one dries. And I love having long nails. That's the whole reason I started ever going to get my nails done in the first place. Oop, that's still sticky. Was because that was the only way I could have long nails. And then when gel got popular, I started doing it many, many years ago when it was still acrylics. And when gel got popular, I tried that one time. It immediately, my nails would bend, so I couldn't do the gel. And then I would do the gel on top of acrylic because I like the way it dries so fast. But I could not do gel polish alone. And I always hated drying my nails in a nail dryer. This one place I went to, I loved my nail tech. He was super, super good. But the dryers that they used was like cold air, and it took forever. I mean, probably 20 minutes to dry the nails. And even then, they were still not hard. So I would leave and just have to try to be so careful pulling out my keys and putting on my seatbelt and driving home and everything. And I would usually end up messing them up. I hated that. I loved him, but I hated that. So then when I found places that would do the gel polish, okay, it's starting to harden, but it's still a little tacky. If it doesn't dry, I mean, I tend to be impatient because all the other layers dry so fast, like your base coat and everything. But if it doesn't dry, if it still stays tacky, I'll put just a little bit of activator on top of it, and that will immediately like freeze dry it like, right away. So Denise, how are you doing with your eating? Has it been easy for you, or are you struggling? I know for me, I struggled a lot. I had some health issues my first year, pretty bad. And I had no appetite at all. And I healed really slow too, so I had to extend my stages as I went. How far out are you? I can't remember. You're several months, aren't you? Okay, that one's hard, but it's also a little sticky still. I don't know why. And I'm just lightly brushing that on because I don't want to contaminate my activator. I don't know if it will mess up. I don't think it'll mess up the activator. Gonna run across the free edge. Make sure that's not sticky anymore. 4 months. Okay, I was thinking 3 or 4 months. I wasn't sure. It was a lot longer for me to be able to eat. That's how I was. I had to pretty much follow a schedule. If I didn't eat, I think you and I talked about this yesterday. If I didn't eat, my stomach would start grinding and it would feel like it was eating itself. If I went longer than 5 hours, I could go 5 hours. If I went up to 6 hours, I would get sick because of the stomach acid churning in my system or whatever. I would do it again in a heartbeat though. I wouldn't even hesitate. Like, I had an ulcer my first year also, and that was, I'm gonna do a quick layer of primer just because I don't know how many times I've touched my hair and stuff. Make sure these nails are good and dehydrated. Again, that's what's gonna help the dips to not lift, as well as staying off that cuticle line and your skin. I think I hear my cat purring somewhere. Thankfully she's behaving though, wherever she is. She's such a sweet baby. Okay, here we go with base coat. Honestly, I can't remember if I took one of those in the beginning or not. I don't think I did. I've never had a problem with acid reflux or heartburn or anything like that anyway. And if I recall, I may have taken that right out of the hospital. I can't remember. If I did, it wasn't long. And I did go through a short period of time where I was having these stomach pains that were unexplained, and the doctor finally called it acid reflux and prescribed me omeprazole, and I would take that as needed. And usually if my stomach started that feeling, it's almost like I had gastritis. From what I read, it sounded like a gastritis flare-up. And yeah, now that you ask that, I may have taken it in the very beginning. But I did have what I determined to be a gastritis flare-up, and they prescribed that omeprazole, and I would take it when I would start to feel the pain. It was literally pain, kind of like the ulcer pain I had the first year. So I was really confused as to what was going on. And it worked, and then after, it was really hard for me to get on top of the gastritis flare. And once I did, I didn't need it anymore. And then I've since had 1 or 2 flare-ups, I can't remember. And I can take that for a couple of days and it calms down. And it's been probably a year since I've had to take it. So it was just a weird time in my life. I don't know what caused it. I don't know why. It was just one of those things, I guess. I don't know. Now, in the beginning, I was very bad about getting base coat all over my skin. I am way better now. So you definitely get better with practice. Or I did anyway. Some people right out of the gate can do it so pretty. So good. Me too. I actually wish I'd have done it sooner. I was 39 when I did it. And I too wish I would have done it way sooner. And even though right now I'm 100 pounds heavier than I was at my smallest, I still don't regret it because I'm still down another 100 pounds. I actually ended up losing 193 pounds total. I was a size 6 at my smallest. So even if I can just lose a couple of sizes, I'm fine with that. I don't have to be skinny. Most of my family was telling me I was too thin anyway. You can't win for losing. I'm one that tends not to listen to people though. I do what I want. And then I tell them to deal with it. I mean, not in a mean way, but you just can't worry about what everybody else thinks. Otherwise, you'll always be unhappy with yourself. I've never been one to put a whole lot of emphasis on that because people are going to have a problem no matter what. Most people. Or a lot of people. I shouldn't say most people. A lot of people. I know for me, I lost weight 20 years ago also just by modifying how I ate. Well, you lose to what you feel is the best place for you. You'll know it when you... Honestly, most people will lose a lot and a lot of people will lose all of their excess weight and then put on another 10 to 15, maybe 20 pounds. And that's usually their sweet spot and that's where they stay. I know for me, I did that and I was fine with that. Like, but it was fun being in single digit sizes, I ain't gonna lie. That was the first time in my life ever, because even as a teenager, I was like an 11. And I used to be 5'8". I've shrunk over the last few years, but I used to be 5'8", and so size 6 for 5'8". That's really good. Just be sure you're staying healthy. You know, like do what your doctor and dietitian tell you. And try to make good choices. Because that's the key. I knew a girl who had, I knew a girl who knew a girl who had the surgery. And she used to eat pretzels all the time. Like she didn't eat meals. She just snacked on pretzels all the time. Which I understand that battle because those foods go down a lot easier than really dense protein does. The chewing a lot and things like that was hard for me because I've always been a relatively fast eater. And then not drinking with meals, that's been a big, that's one thing I've adhered to only because it used to make me sick all the time if I tried to drink anything when I ate. But before surgery, I was a massive drinker with my food. Like, I would go through five glasses of drink in one meal. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to do that. But it's really not that hard. Yeah, that's how I was. The first year, I was good to go. Well, actually, the first few years, I was good to go. It's after that. It's after that, once everything's all healed and stuff, and you get a little more leeway, you're able to eat that stuff. I tell people, deal with your eating issues, whatever they may be, whether it's binge eating or late night snacking or whatever it happens to be, deal with those issues because the surgery doesn't fix that. The surgery just restricts you and you can actually learn to eat around that. All right, so I did a layer of clear. If I remember right, didn't I do one layer of clear and then 2 layers of the Pixie Dust on the other hand? I believe that's what I did. See how fast that dried? I mean, I just finished my pinky and I love pretzels on ice cream. I'm still getting used to that. Yeah, it's hard. I didn't have a lot of room in my pouch though. It was a big challenge to me to even get anywhere near my liquid intake, and then to eat too and be able to stagger it and all that. It's crazy, but I used to set alarms for 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after. That helps a lot. If you can, don't stress the hair thing. I actually thought I was going to sidestep the hair thing because most people say at 3 months they start losing the hair. And I didn't do it till 4 months. So I thought, ooh, I'm going to dodge that bullet. No. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't. Everybody stresses about that so much. But it does come back. Trust me. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if it was year. I've got a little bump right here I'm trying to get out. It's like a little glob. I think it was closer to year 2 before my hair started really coming back. I'd have to go back and look at pictures to see. But it does come back to normal. It's just a really slow process. So what I recommend is maybe go short. Find a flattering style that you can just wear until you get past that stage. And just roll with it. Because pretty much everybody I've ever, all the support groups I'm in, they all say, oh, the biotin's not helping. This is not helping. This shampoo is not helping. No, nothing helps it. It's partly a byproduct of the anesthesia as well as our malabsorption. So you just, it sucks, yeah, but if that's the trade-off, it's worth it. Totally worth it. But yeah, it will definitely come back. I almost didn't get enough base coat on my... Can you see the shimmer in that? I don't know. You won't go bald. It will thin out a lot, and you may even pull handfuls out, but don't panic because you shouldn't lose it all, and it will come back. You can go back into some of my old photos from like 2011. My surgery was October 2010. So that means it would have started falling out probably around what, March? February, March? And you can start looking at those March 2011 all the way through the end of the year, and you can tell. I love it too. This is one of my favorites as far as natural goes. And it makes a really gorgeous French manicure. I use our little dipping tray, and it gives you the white, the perfect white tip. And again, I'm just flipping it upside down and pressing into the powder just to get good coverage. But yeah, people don't stop to realize how much trauma our bodies are going through as a result of the surgery. And it kind of doesn't know what to do. It freaks out a bit. So once you're past that stage. Like even with the stall, I don't know if you had a weight loss stall, but I did. I had a major weight loss stall about 5 or 6 weeks out, I think is when it started. And it went for 5 straight weeks. I didn't lose anything. And I was having all kinds of thoughts like, oh my God, this is going to be, I'm going to be the one the surgery doesn't work for, and blah, 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 you know. It was really stressful. but almost everybody goes through those stalls. And if you keep doing what you're supposed to do, once your body realizes you're not going to starve it to death, because that's what happens. It's freaking out because we've gone from eating 3,000, 4,000 calories, whatever, to eating almost nothing. And your body is in extreme freak out mode, thinking it's going to go through a major famine. So it's hanging on to everything. It's hard to wrap your mind around that, but yeah, the weight loss will start back. I mean, I literally lost nothing for like 5 weeks, and I was doing what I was supposed to because I couldn't overeat at all. So that's another thing. Don't panic. That's a normal part of it as well. I went on, my surgery was October 21st, 2010, and by the end of December 31st, 2010, I had lost 78 pounds. So, and that was with the pre-op diet also. I was on the pre-op diet for 3 weeks. So that was counting that as well. But that was a great loss. And it's hard to believe people when they tell you that, but I'm serious. I've seen it with so many people freaking out about that very thing. I'm not going to lose any weight. Yeah, you are. Just be patient. It's hard because we go through these major losses, and then all of a sudden it stops, and then nothing helps. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, work out more. No, don't do that because your body's still healing. It takes a good 6 months, in my opinion, for your body to heal from this surgery. It's so invasive. Yeah, I have that too. And arthritis from car wrecks and things over the years. But you'll feel better. Like, the more weight you lose, the better you're going to feel. My husband used to laugh because he couldn't keep up with me. He'd say that. He'd say, we've gone from sitting down every few feet to you running away, and I can't hardly keep up with you. But that's another thing, too. It's not the end-all, be-all. You have to work your tool for sure. I just got that all over my cuticle, I'm pretty sure. I mean my skin, not my cuticle. I'm gonna have to get off here in a little bit and go make dinner. My husband said he was going to pop on, and I have not seen him. Yeah, that's also a side effect of the anesthesia, getting tired easily. Try to rest when you can. I mean, the healing process alone is very taxing on your body. My husband was working out of town when I had my surgery. He was only home every other weekend. And so I was on my own a lot. And I don't know what I would have done without my parents, because my mom would come and get my son and take him to school when I wasn't up to it, which was a lot. Or she'd pick him up from school. And I did a lot of napping during that time. Just because your calorie intake is so much lower, and like I say, your body don't know what it's doing, what's going on. You know, your body's trying everything it can to get you to straighten up and fly right. It doesn't know that this is a medically induced thing. It just knows that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Or what you did do. That's it. You're not doing what you used to do. Feeding it all the calories. I actually didn't work out because, like I said, that first year was so rough on me with the ulcer and everything. I was in so much pain for the better part of a year. It was all the way till September before we got control of it, and October was my anniversary month. They had prescribed me Carafate for like regular ulcer patients take. Which it was just a sore on the suture line. It wasn't an actual ulcer like you think of an ulcer from stress and all that jazz. This was just from the surgery, like the healing, and it developed that ulcer on the suture line. But, what was I saying? I forgot. Hey, Charles. Love you too. How are you? I haven't talked to you in so long. How's your family? Actually, I don't think I've seen much from y'all, period. Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving? How's your new job going? You might have jumped off. I had to jump off. Are you still here? Oh, good. Been busy with this new job. Is it going good? Yeah, we had lots of food too. Way too much. Okay, now I'm going to activate. And again, you want to be liberal with the activator because that's what's going to seep through all those layers and harden it. You need to get control of that boy. It can get out of control so easy, you know. I bet it is a big change though, isn't it? Desk job versus being on the street, huh? Did you know that after your Uncle Greg's layoff 9 years ago, he thought about becoming a police officer? He wanted to work for Polk County, but you had to live in Polk County, and we had a house in Hillsboro, so... Plus, I was like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, I don't want you to do that. Not that, I mean, I have the utmost respect for you guys that do that job. But I worry enough as it is. I did not need that. I don't know how the wives do it. Because I'm sure you can't talk to your wife the way that Greg can talk to me. His job, pretty much anytime I call, he can either send me a text and say, I'm in a meeting or something, but he almost always answers. And then if you're in the middle of dealing, that's my husband calling. He knew I was going live. He probably thinks I should be done by now. Okay, I'm all activated. I definitely have to purchase a salary and get to make my own schedule. That would have been awesome if he was a cop. Oh yeah. I bet you'd have to not tell her a lot. I'm proud of you though, nephew. You've done amazing. You were always the sweetest kid anyway though. I just never thought you served our country and then you came home and you're serving your community. That's awesome. Okay, now see this activator for some reason activated a lot quicker than this hand did. I don't know why, so that was weird. Hey, Daddy. Thanks for jumping on with me. Yeah, that's my oldest nephew. By way of my husband. I'm an only child, so I don't have nieces and nephews on my side, but they're all mine. Especially Charles. I watched him grow up. Okay, I'm doing my top coat, layer number 1. Tell Crystal I said hey and I love her too. And of course all the kiddos.
Hey, are you still alive?
I am.
Daddy just called.
Okay, are you still on with him?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say I'll call him back in a minute.
He has to call into a meeting at 4.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And he's on his way home.
Oh, he is on his way home. Good. I thought he had to be there in person.
No, he has to call in. You can't
Oh, so I can't call him. Oh, gotcha.
Well, if you call him before 4.
No, it's fine. I'll just talk to him when he gets home. He'll probably beat the meeting home anyway. Like, he'll probably still be on the phone with them. Okay, sweetie, love you. How could I tell? It told me that you popped on. Sometimes it doesn't tell me, but it showed me that you were watching. Okay, this is already hard too. This is weird. This hand didn't, I wonder why. Yeah, these are hard pretty quick. Oh, that one's still techie. What are you up to, Dad? I'm doing just a base layer right now. I did a new set today, and I did a base layer. I've got all my Christmas goodies coming on Friday, so I'm going to do Christmas nails on Friday. So it's just a natural color over my natural nails. Except for this one, that's a tip. And except for that one, I think I like that Christmas nail, so I was going to leave it. Okay, those are all hard, so I'm going to do my second coat. Muffin is underneath my feet. So no doubt she's fixing to try to find her way up here. I'm a lot better at painting with my left hand than I used to be. Still not perfect, but a lot better. That nail needs to be squared off more. I'll do that on Friday. I'm so excited to do fun Christmas nails. What are you up to, Daddy? Are you not typing because it's too hard? Okay, so here we go. Don't they look good? Now this will be underneath. That way, if I decide to do a color change down the road in a couple of weeks, or like Friday, I'm going to do my Christmas nails. And then a couple weeks later, I will probably do a color change. So all I'll have to do is file down to this pink. That will serve as my clear layer. File all the color off, and then I'm good to go. And then I can just change colors. So you don't have to do a full set every time. I just love them. And then I have all kinds of fun things. I've got some glitter dips. I've got rhinestones. I'm going to have nail decals. All kinds of fun things. I guess my dad's not going to type to me. Denise, are you still here? Who else is with me? I should have done a green nail just because that green glitter is so pretty. Let's do a swatch. Are there any colors you want to see, Denise? If you're still here with me. Is there any colors you wanted to see in person? The website is very, our owner told us how hard it was to get a good picture of the dips to really show. Hey girl, have you been here the whole time? Are there any colors you want to see? I have quite a few colors. I don't have all of them. We have over 100. Did you know that? That kind of blew me away when I found that out. 100. So I still have stuff to acquire. Oh, I was going to show you a swatch of something. What was it? Was it the Nomad? Which you saw the video. And the cool thing is you can do like 2 dips if you want it a little bit lighter. I'm pretty sure this might be 3 dips. Are there that many on the website? I know. That's why it blew me away. That's what I thought. But yeah, there's, gosh, there's probably like 12 specialty dips now. And there's also, I don't know how many glitters we have. I don't know. I'd have to count them. They're all there though. All the colors are there. And somebody said over 100, so I'm assuming they're right. I didn't go count. Maybe I will just to see how many colors we do have. See, it doesn't even pick up the shimmer, does it? You can't see the shimmer. I've got my blinds open too, although it's not real sunny. But see, when I look at it under the light, I can see the shimmer. It's so pretty. Is there any other colors you want to see? This is Sangria Sparkle. This is one of my favorites. I can't wait to do this one with Mulberry Madness. I just ordered Mulberry Madness. So I think that'll be pretty, like waterfalled over it, like sprinkled a little bit, like not a whole lot. This was me experimenting with, I believe it's Frankly I Don't Give a Damn with Pixie Dust over it. And then that I believe is Fairy Wings on the tip. I wanted to see what looked better with it. I was trying to get more of a glitter color with that Frankly I Don't Give a Damn. That Fairy Wings is so pretty though. It doesn't do it justice on the camera though. I'm looking at it and it's not as pretty as it is in person. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. The chunky glitter I was telling you about. The ones on the site labeled chunky glitter. One came in a mystery bag that I ordered. This is called Zen. And I love purple anyway, but this, I don't know. It's just, to me, it was so pretty. It's actually got round chunks, and some of them are a little bit holographic. They've got some like greens and blues in it. I don't know if you can tell. But I actually love this color. It's almost like a silvery purple color. And then it's got the holographic colors. Oh, it's just so pretty. Much prettier than I thought. That's another Sangria Sparkle. I already showed you that one. Let's see what else. This is Ruby Red Slippers. And I don't think I top coated it, so it's not shiny. I didn't. I can feel the roughness. Let me do top coat really quick. That way it'll... Oh. So pretty. And then this I was experimenting for 4th of July. You can't really tell because it's a clear nail, but it's like silvery. I think I used Fairy Wings, or it might be Show Me the Money. I think it's Fairy Wings though. I used Fairy Wings and then I did the red and blue. The deep red doesn't show through on camera. Do you mean the, this one? That's Frankly My Dear, or Frankly I Don't Give a Damn with Pixie Dust over it? Or do you mean the Sangria Sparkle? They're nowhere near as pretty online as they are in person. Okay, that's just with one top coat. Is it blurry? Looks blurry. So if I do another top coat, it's even prettier and shinier. Yeah, see, look at that. Gorge. Yeah, frankly, and it looks much darker because of the pixie dust over it. It looks a lot darker than it actually is. This is, frankly, I don't give a damn by itself. It's a really pretty bright red, almost like a blood red. We have like a fire engine red now called Aloha. It's a brand new color that just came out that I don't have. They describe it to be a fire engine red. And then we also have the red wine, which is darker than this. And then About Last Night, which I think I have one of those. Let me see. There's another one where I was experimenting with some different glitters over Frankly, I Don't Give a Damn. I think that's Disco Fever on the tip there. It really does. That second top coat especially. Like the first top coat, sometimes it can be a little on the dull side, but when you add that second one, it's just like, bam. Like literally like you just walked out of a salon, but you did it yourself for less than $3. How awesome is that? Here's 3 different blues. 3 different blues. The one on the top is a combination of the 2 below it. I was trying to get the perfect color for 4th of July. This is Enchanted Dreams, which is the color I just had on. This is Blue Empress. That's the one I was telling you about. It's a royal blue, but it has royal purples in it too. Can you see that? And then this is a combination of the 2. I mixed them together. It's actually really pretty. And then this is Bachelorette. I actually got it for fall for an accent nail to go with Nomad. They actually look really good together. It would also look really good with Nutmeg Shimmer, because all those glitters in there are like holographic and they're throwing oranges and browns and golds. Maybe some red. It's really pretty. Much prettier than I thought it would be, judging by the picture on the website. Again, they say that's one of their biggest challenges is getting the colors to be really pretty on, you know, photo. This is, I believe that's Show Me the Money with, I think this is Send Nudes. Let me, oh, I don't have a light in here. I think that's Send Nudes and Show Me the Money. Which one? The Bachelorette or the Nomad or this? Because I'm all about the sparkle, so I'm actually going to be playing with my white for my French tips. I may do the Girl's Best Friend, just kind of sprinkled a little bit. I may do some silver, I don't know. But when spring rolls around and I start doing French manicures again, most of them are prettier than they are on the website. Yes, Bachelorette is much prettier than it is on the website. I strictly got it just thinking I would try it as an accent nail. But when I got it in person, I was like, wow, that's so pretty. This, I believe, yeah, this is Onyx. And then the part below is either Fairy Wings or Show Me the Money. They're very similar to me. I think that might be Fairy Wings, but I think it's 2 layers. And then I'm not really sure what I did on that top layer. I don't remember. It's got some shimmer. I would say a gray, but I don't have a gray. I don't know. Anyway, there's that one. This is a really pretty color. I hate the name of it though, Pole Dancer. My husband laughed. This is gorgeous. This is what I have on my toes. But this is like 2 or 3 dips. I don't remember what I ended up doing, but it's got the holographic glitter and it's got a black base. So it's a really, really pretty color. Really fun for an accent nail too. Let's see, what else do I have? Okay, this is Ruby Red Slippers with no top coat. You can tell it doesn't have a top coat, right? How it's kind of dull. Let's add a top coat. Just because we can. I hear my cat into something. She's fixing to get in trouble. Muffin, what are you into? Can you tell how much prettier it is just with that one layer? It just sparkles so pretty. This is one of my favorite colors. I'm only going to do the one layer on that because it looks pretty anyway. Okay, this is what I was trying. I don't know if you were on the video when I was telling. I had, Frankly, I Don't Give a Damn. Or no. I had ruby red slippers, and on one nail, it actually happened to be on my ring finger, and I was doing Frankly, I Don't Give a Damn on all my others, and I didn't bother to file it off. I just dipped right over it, thinking that the red would cover it up and you wouldn't be able to see it. Well, you could see the red through the sparkle through the Frankly, I Don't Give a Damn, and it gave it the perfect sparkle for me, like the type of sparkle that I like. So I was actually also trying it with, this is Enchanted Dreams on the base, and then over it I dipped one layer of Don't Be Blue. And the shimmer doesn't show through on that one. The weird thing, well, it does, but it's so faint that I don't know if you'd ever even see it. But the weird thing is some of them contain more color pigment than others. So the color is like darker naturally. Then it's weird. But it didn't show the way that the red did. Now it's a possibility I didn't get my top on my base coat thin enough. I don't know. Anyway, it's a super pretty color, especially if you like blue. So that's what I was going to do over my Enchanted Dreams that I did for Florida. I think this is another one of, Frankly, I Don't Give a Damn. It's a little bumpy and stuff, so. And that's just a plain one. This, I believe, is Fairy Wings. And then this is Unicorn Horn. I'm really weird. This one's not got top coat on it. I'm going to add top coat. I'm really weird about golds. I'm not a fan of gold at all. Like the Magic Lamp color is way too yellow for me. But this Unicorn Horn was more of a champagne-y type gold. And I actually love it. Love, love, love. I haven't worn it yet though. It would actually be pretty at Christmas too. Ooh, I may do something with that. That was another thing I was very OCD about till recently is having different color nails and different designs on different nails and all that. They all needed to be exactly the same. And I was never one about designs. That's been a process for me. It's really weird. I'm really weird about stuff like that. So there it is with one top coat. That's super pretty. That would be really pretty like sprinkled over something else. Not sure what, but... And then, let's see, I have, oh, this is when I was trying to create my own custom color. Unicorn Horn, yes. I could put another top coat on if you want me to. Here, let me show you up against Nomad so you can kind of see the contrast and stuff. It's a really pretty color. It would actually be pretty with Nomad as well as an accent nail. But yeah, I really love that. Yeah, the one coat did decent. Oh, it's wet. Oops. It was still wet. That's because it's been activated a really long time and that was funny. It still gives it good shine though. You can tell for sure that it's shinier. Muffin, get out of my stuff. Okay, this is just one coat of the custom color that I was playing with. It's almost like a plummy type red. Now see, it picks up a lot brighter on camera than it actually is. That's weird. It's almost like a, well, it's almost like a dark red. That's what I was going for. It was kind of a dark red. Now this is whipped cream. This would actually be better on a solid. Well, and I only did one dip. I did some of the Pixie Dust down here on the clear part. You can't really tell. And then that's whipped cream on the top. I was just messing around seeing what it looked like. I'm going to mix some glitter with that though and do something really pretty. Oh, that's okay. I'm about to get off anyway. This is my last swatch. I was going to show you really quick. This is this might be a combo of Sin Nudes and Pixie Dust with Fairy Wings on the tip, and it's got all kinds of gunk on it from where I was using it to do other stuff with. So it's got a lot of like chunky base coat, top coat, whatever. Anyway, so that's all the nail swatches I've done so far, just playing around to see what they look like or whatever. Let me know if there's any you want to see, and I can do some. I can go on live. I'll be live again on Friday anyway, doing my nails, but I can do some swatches too. There's that Zen. I love that color. Even that chunky glitter, it doesn't really bother me. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with me, y'all, and whoever's still here. I know Dina's here. I don't know who else is here. Is it you, Denise? Anyway, I think that's all I had to share. I'll keep sharing tips. Ask me questions. Yeah, playing around is going to be your best way to get really comfortable with your technique and your, you know, and if you're doing it on your own nails, you can always file it right off. If you do the clear, that gives you that solid base to play on, and then if you need to, you know, file it off and redo a couple times, you can. But yeah, it's so much fun. And there's my au naturel until Friday. All right, I mainly did that to keep my natural nails from breaking and bending, because, I mean, even when I was soaking off and pressing down into the acetone and stuff, I could feel them bending, so they wouldn't have lasted hardly at all. Anyway, thanks for joining me, y'all, and if you have any questions, just ask. I'm always here. See you Friday. Bye.